Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And welcome to this May 2023 product review HO scale. We are looking at 3 Atlas ready to run 17,360 gallon tank cars. These cars are lettered for GATX, General American Tank Car Corporation. They do have individual road numbers. We've got GATX 35695, GATX 35694, and GATX 35690. These cars were some of my purchases from the 2023 Greater Houston Train Show. I was actually able to pick these up for $20 a piece, which is a fairly good deal. All 3 of these cars, except for the road numbers, are identical, and they're actually very well done. So we're going to set 2 of these aside and just look at 1. Okay, so starting out, we are going to take a look at obviously the lettering. You can see it is lettered up top and on the side with the numbers, the individual road numbers. As I said, all 3 of these tank cars are identical with the exception of the individual road numbers. So there really is no need to look at all 3 of them up close and personal. You can see the triple valve here. The detailing, the pipe rigging on the side, the ladder, the hand railings around the dome, and the dome cover itself. All separately applied details, which is appreciated. All of the lettering on this car is legible and prototypically correct, to include the placards on the car, which we'll take a look at here in a second. Alright, as you can see, the car is lettered for DOTE 119-41 standards. Chlorine inhalation hazard. These tank cars are intended as a stand-in until I can get some different cars for the interstate fuel and oil industry here on the railroad, on Stars Hollow Railroad. You can see the placard there is lettered, got a white placard for hot. All of this lettering is legible. I apologize, I can't get my frickin' camera to cooperate. We'll scooch this over just a tad. Take another look at the other end at the B end of the car. This car does feature the appropriate 100-ton roller bearing style trucks. You can see some of the brake rigging detail, which we'll take a better look at that here momentarily. Alright, looking at the underside of the car, you can see that brake rigging detail a lot better. I really do like the effort that Atlas puts into the brake rigging details. The underside is missing a vent valve, which unloading valve, which should be on the bottom of the car. It features body mounted Accumate couplers, which at some point those are going to get swapped out for some KD number 5s, because these Accumates have been they've been a pain in the posterior. You can clearly see the brake piston there. So this is going to lead into my other major complaint with these cars. Atlas generally does a good job of getting it right, but for whatever reason they kind of screwed the pooch in a big way on these cars. Now, for most everyone else, it's not a big thing. It's, you know, very few people would even notice it. But my background as a conductor makes it blatantly obvious to me. Here you can see this looks like the B end of the car. You have the service and emergency reservoir right here. You have the brake. You have the air brake piping here. You've got the triple valve that controls the air brakes here. So your air brake system is set up on this end of the car. By the way, this platform, the air brake apparatus, the placard, and this very finely done hand railing detail here is all separately applied. But anyway, back to my original rant. This should be the B end of the car because that's where all of the brake apparatus is. However, taking a look here at what should be the A end of the car, you can see no air brake equipment, no service reservoir, no emergency reservoir, no triple valve, no brake piping, no nothing. This should be the A end of the car, but we've got a handbrake wheel with a separately applied chain. Again, 99% of model railroaders aren't going to notice that. And if you have these cars in your fleet, you probably didn't even notice it till I pointed it out. But technically this car has no A end and no B end. Technically this car has two B ends. Again, for most people, minor detail, hardly perceptible, but purely because of my background as a railroad employee, I noticed it and I found it to be a small annoyance. Alright, here we have the top of the cars. So, as I said, very well executed. You've even got the lettering on the top of the car like most tank cars have today that carry hazmat. I will say that a lot of the cars have it on both ends of the top of the car for easy identification in case one end burns up. You get a little bit better view of the separately applied platform here and here, and just the general top side, the dome detailing. This hatch does not open, as I didn't expect it to, but I tried it, it doesn't open. Overall, aside from the incorrect setup on the brake details, this car and the other two just like it are exceptionally well done cars. They're very well detailed cars. They definitely get the point across, and they're definitely worth having in a fleet if you are modeling in the modern era, as this railroad is intended to be. Got a lot of stand-ins that are not 100% era appropriate, and we will look at those a little bit down the road. But for the time being, you know, they work, and this definitely is a good. This and the two like it are definitely great additions to the fleet. Now I've got a short train made up. I've got the Chessie GP38, the Lifelike GP38 on standby. We'll run these guys around the railroad for a little bit and see how they do with these 18-inch radius curves.